Profitable businesses in the beauty and wellness world continue to flourish as trends constantly change and new customer bases emerge. And with the increasing demand in this industry, a wide range of products and services spring as well as opportunities for those who want to break into this type of business. So let's get into the bits and pieces of getting into the vibrant industry of beauty and wellness. I'm Lexi Schultz sitting in for Ria Tanhuat Cotrillo, and you're watching Shop Talk. Jeunesseglobal is one of the leading direct selling companies in Florida devoted to inspiring healthy living and youth enhancement. It's in the Philippines, opening its doors for opportunities not only for consumers but also to those who want to become distributors. Here to tell us more about what they have to offer is Kanwar Bhutani. He's the president of Jeunesseglobal Asia Pacific. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank
you,
you
Lexi,
so much
for having
for
me.
being here.
Pleasure.
Well, do you mind so much if we talk about your history first?
Sure.
With multi-level marketing, because you've been around in the industry for
Absolutely.
quite a while.
Yep.
So tell us about that.
I've been in the industry now, it's coming on 33 years, believe
Wow.
it or not. So I was with two leading direct selling companies. One was a food storage company and one was a beauty company, and the beauty company happens to be the largest beauty company here in the Philippines. I was in the Philippines. I was also heading Asia for the sales portion of the business, plus heading the Philippines. I was also in the U.S. Similarly for the other company, I was in Asia, spent a lot of time in many of the markets in Asia, and then also spent time in the U.S. heading the North American operation. So got a good portfolio in terms of good feel for the Asian market and the culture, because you've got to be sensitive as you're working these markets. Of
course. In the 60s to 70s, the profile of those joining these companies are more of women. What made you decide to do something like this?
Totally by accident. My background is computer science and finance. So who in the world would have thought I'd be marketing cosmetics? In the 80s, I was approached by my college professor and saying, hey, there's an internship at this company. Why don't you go there for the job? And I kind of said to myself, me, this company, there's no way I'm going to work for them. And it was more so about going there, brushing up on my interview skills. I was a young kid, I was 19 years old. And so I went there, and the guy said to me, he says, what do you know? And I said, I really don't know anything. However, I've got passion, I've got determination, and I'm dedicated. If you give me a chance, I will prove to you what I can do. And I quite frankly had no clue. I hadn't even graduated, but it was that young adrenaline flowing in my body. I started working, and I said, by the way, if you don't like it after 3 months, we part ways, we're still friends. So 3 months later, he said to me, he says, what would you like to do? I said, well, I've already got a job in the computer industry. What can you guys offer? And he says, well, we'd like you to stay on full time. So I said, okay, make me an offer I can't refuse. Made me an offer, and it was a token amount in those days, going back 30 years. But what I loved about this company was not so much the products they sold, but the impact they were having on people. And that was what I would call my crucible moment, where I said, this company is making a difference in people's lives. It was more about changing a lifestyle, changing someone's life, changing our own life, and the lives she touched. And the products was kind of an afterthought.
Do you think that applies in all multi-level marketing companies necessarily? Because you have to have the passion for it. I mean,
correct.
You get a lot of rejections.
Absolutely. And I've always found the ones that are successful are the ones who don't promote product, but they promote the lifestyle, the opportunity. People often ask me, what do you do? And I tell them I provide hope and opportunity. That's my job. And so as I work with people, if I can show them a better lifestyle or show them something, develop them as a better individual, I feel great and that I've done my job.
Would you say that you like being a mentor?
Yes, absolutely. I like to be a mentor, but also a mentee. I learn a lot as well, and I make sure that I have several of them around me at all times so that I can consult, get ideas, and it gets lonely when you're at the top.
Is this what made you decide to sort of switch over to a smaller company? Because, I mean, you were working in one of the biggest.
Yeah, after I left those two companies, I like to constantly be on my feet. I'm a very fast mover, and I want to win. And there was a company that I had been tracking during my days with the previous company about tracking their growth rate and seeing what they were doing, seeing some of their products. And they were a competitor of ours. I decided to send an email to the founder of the company. There's two founders, husband and wife, Randy Ray and Wendy Lewis. So I sent an email to Randy Ray and I said, hey, I'm in town. I live here in Florida. I've got industry experience. I'd love to get together with you just to kind of exchange notes. I wasn't asking for a job or anything. And he politely responded and said, sorry, I'm traveling, but when I'm back in town, we can get together. So I had a friend who worked at Jeunesse, and I picked up the phone and called him. I said, it's Thanksgiving, it's November, people are usually home for the holidays the last time I checked. This guy's telling me he's traveling to Switzerland, he's going to this country, and that country. Is it true? And he said, yes, it is true. In January, I get a call from a recruiter in Japan. He says, we've got an opportunity at a company called Jeunesse, and they'd like to talk to you. I said, well, I've been trying for the last year to walk in the doors, and I haven't gotten time of day. So I walked in, wonderful meetings, and then they said, well, when can you start? And I said, well, I need to meet Randy. A few days later, Randy came in. He had his head down in the conference room. He says, oh my God. He says, I apologize. He says, when can you start? Didn't even interview me. He just said, when can you start? I said, not that quickly. I said, let's talk about what happened. And so we hit it off well. And the one thing that came across very clearly from the founders as well as the son was the fact that they give back to distributors. Their whole motto is, if the distributors are successful and we make them successful, we'll all be successful together. And so it's not about, let's be successful myself and then make them successful. It's the other way around.
Speaking of Jeunesse, I mean, this is the company that you moved over to.
Correct.
Maybe you can talk to us about the history of Jeunesse,
okay.
What exactly it means, if I said it properly,
Yep.
the whole lot.
Well, the most difficult part about joining our company, and I tell people this is a joke all the time, is pronouncing the name of the company. Everything else falls in place, it's easy. Jeunesse, you know, I've heard people say Genesis or Jonas. It's hard to pronounce. It's hard to get a spin on it. But if you know what it means, it's much easier. It means youth in French, and that's what we're all about. You know, we want people to feel younger, feel good about themselves. You know, this is an age all over the world. Philippines is slightly an exception because still a very young population, if you will. But most of the world is aging, and people want to, you know, reverse that age, if you will, and find a way to do it. And we've got that perfect storm. We've got that solution, which is anti-aging products. And many companies boast and brag about the products they have, but I will tell you, after so many years in the industry, I've yet to come across a company as good as Jeunesse, where the products actually do work, and if not work better than they actually make claims about. And you can see noticeable differences. So what it does is it makes life very easy for people because you don't have to sell the product. You can focus on the hope and opportunity aspect of it in your lifestyle. The product sells itself. The company is only 5 years young.
Okay.
So we started September 9th, 2009 at 9 p.m. at night. Sitting around a table.
Very auspicious.
Yep, very auspicious. Sitting around a table with 5 leaders, and they sat down and they said, here, we've got some products, what do you think, can we do something with it? And they said, absolutely. Okay. And the way they came about was that the serum itself, our founder, Randy, went to see a doctor in Beverly Hills, California, and when he operated on him, within a few weeks, he was out of his wheelchair. Wow. And while he was at the doctor's office, he saw a little bottle, you know, and said, what's this, doc? And he says, well, this is a stem cell serum that I've formulated and I'm selling. And Randy said to him, he says, well, why don't I sell it for you? And he says, okay. And so Randy said, well, how many will you be happy with if I sell? And he says, 50 or 60 units a month. Randy said, how about 50 or 60,000 units a month? And he said, sign me on, and the rest is history, is what we like to say.
But and can you do an MLM business with 2 lead products only?
Absolutely. 12 products. And quite frankly, you can run an MLM company if you've got a good, compelling earnings opportunity. And if you've got a good product that does what it's meant to do, even 1 or 2 products will be very successful. And there's companies, by the way, who do that.
Okay. So let's talk about the products that you did bring with us today, because this is obviously the heart and soul
Absolutely.
Of what you do.
Basically, what we like to believe in, and what we always do, is we say we've got a system. We've got something called Youth Enhancement System, and it's shortened for, the acronym for it is YES.
Okay.
Basically starts with skincare. Morning cleanser, you cleanse your face. Then you follow it up with the serum, which is our flagship product, the serum.
In the morning as well.
In the morning as well. And then what we say is for ladies, 1 to 2 pumps of the serum. 1 pump for the neck, 1 pump for the face. Just rubbing your hands, just as you're applying cream. And that's all you do. In addition to that, it's unisex, so men can use it as well, and we say 1 pump for men.
And what does it do?
It basically over time makes your skin look younger,
Glowy.
more glowing, removes a lot of the blemishes from your skin, tightens your skin. I'll give you my own anecdotal evidence is when I travel a lot. I'm on the road every single month. And when I got home one month, my wife said to me, "What have you done? You were in Asia. Did you get something done to your face?" I said, "Absolutely not." And she says, "What did you do?" I said, "I'm starting to use Jeunesse." And I just started with Jeunesse. And within 4 to 6 weeks, you see results of the product. So that's our serum. Then you follow that up with a moisturizer. You know, and with moisturizers, particularly in the Philippines, you know, with the hot climate, the humidity, you don't want something too oily.
Though.
It's necessary, but you don't want something oily or that you put on your face. So this is perfect. You know, you put it on, it feels good. One of the things I learned when I lived in the Philippines is body lotion. Everyone
we
loves
love our body lotion. That's true.
And I don't know what people do here in the Philippines, whether they drink it or what, but we used to sell more body lotion than anything else in our line. In this part of the world, Philippines in particular, people are more conscious about taking care of their bodies and will invest anything they need to take care of themselves.
Well, speaking of investment, though, what are the price points of some of your products?
Our Luminous line, you know, when we look at our serum, it's about $135 retail.
Okay.
And that's for a 1 month supply. And then we've got the accompanying products, which are $40, $50, $60 range, depending on what you buy. But we've also got a moisturizer, a body moisturizer, body lotion, which does very well for us here. And then we've got, in the evening, you follow the same regimen. So the cleanser, the serum.
Same thing.
And then we've got a night repair cream, which
Okay.
you know, basically cleanses the pores. It's a thicker layer that you put on. And then one of the things I love about our line is the mask. We've got a facial mask, which you apply on a thin layer, and then depending on climatic conditions, like in the Philippines because of humidity, 20 to 30 minutes, let it dry. Once it dries, peel it off, one piece, and your face will feel like a baby's bottom. And it'll cleanse, and especially on your nose, cleanse the pores, and you will feel a difference, and people will notice a difference instantaneously. I use that once a week. My wife uses it twice a week.
So do your products, can they be for Asia? Can they be for the United States?
Yes.
Are they for all countries?
They're pretty much for all countries, and we have done some localization
Right.
in certain markets where we have products that are conducive just for those markets.
You were talking a while ago that it's not just about the products that you sell. We're talking about the Philippines. I'm sure there are people out there who are interested to distribute it as well. How does it go now, and how long have you been in the Philippines for?
We've been here about 2 years.
Okay.
We've got a beautiful facility. Our general manager, Van Giui, has done an incredible job leading the business there. We've got a very large training room where we can accommodate 400 to 500 people.
How many distributors do you have now?
Worldwide, on a global basis, we've got over 350,000 distributors. And we don't actually get into detail with individual countries,
Right.
but I will tell you that the numbers here are growing in the Philippines. Ever since we put our new GM in place, our business has gone up 5 times here in the Philippines.
And how do they go to find you? Do you put an ad out there for interested distributors? And it
no.
takes a certain personality, though,
Correct.
to be
It's
a distributor.
a lot of it is word of mouth. A lot of it's word of mouth, and you know, for instance, you know, you've got great skin, and you know,
Thank you.
if you were to use the product, okay, and all of a sudden someone notices even better skin, they would ask you, "Lexi, what are you doing? You know, what have you been doing?" And you talk to them about it, and that's basically how this product moves.
What would you say to somebody out there who actually wants to sort of join the club, so to speak, because they believe in your product? I'm sure that a lot of your distributors, if not all, use the product as well.
Absolutely. Having been in the industry for so many years, I'd say go try all the other companies. I want you to experience it. I want you to experience the competitors. And then when you're done with them, come to us, because the last company you're going to be part of is Jeunesse, where we're going to have you retire long term. We never force people into this business. There's a lot of companies that say, "Hey, join, I'll give you this, I'll give you that." We don't do that. We say, give it a shot, you know, give it a try. We've got the best trading systems in place. We've got a very high-tech platform in terms of our back office systems. So you can really, on the palm of on your phone, you can get all the information you need to run your business. The proof is in the pudding. When you look at our success and you look at our top leaders who are making millions of dollars, that in itself says a lot about what this company has done for their lifestyle.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Kanwar Bhutani, President of Jeunesseglobal Asia Pacific. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was such a lovely
Really
time to talk to you.
Likewise. Take care.
Take it easy. Now, if you're passionate about beauty and fashion and thinking of starting up a business that will fulfill your dreams, then maybe getting into a cosmetics-related business could be an option for you. We'll talk to a successful business owner after the break. Shop Talk will be right back.